Hello again, YouTube. Truth Man here. So, I call myself now the broke man's financial advisor. Here's why I say this. Because some of the financial advisors that I see, they mainly for people who already have resources and have large resources. But the things I share with you will take you from being broke to having money. Let me give you some examples, like in this particular broadcast. So, it's a lot of grifters grifting, talking about buy my course, come to my seminar, this, that. You don't even need to do none of that. And this is what you need to do, or this is what you should do. Instead of buying all them expensive courses on YouTube, right? Support the people who, when you do what they say, you go to another level. So I would challenge you to do the things I say on here. And if you do them and you start going to another level financially, you start seeing your money growing, then it's fair, right? For you to super chat me, for you to super thanks me, for you to cash at me. But I'm not selling no $100 workshop or none of that stuff. So I'm finna help men and women everywhere with this. You heard the saying before, I don't have any money, I can't save. That's not true. What that is you getting punked by bill collectors and the people who will talk down on you when you don't pay your bills, when your credit score is bad. You got bad credit, the last person you should be listening to is a person that's not going to help you establish or get good credit. That includes everybody. See, y'all be going easy on y'all parents, grandparents. But let's be honest, black people help the least out of the races. So why are you listening to people that's not helping you? You see what I'm saying? So when you climbing up, I got to get into this content, man. I got to get into this content. See, sometimes when a person is already there, they become kind of inconsiderate. So it don't always benefit you to listen to those. Sometimes it do, sometimes it don't. The main person you need to listen to is the person that's climbing along with you. They're climbing along with you and they're humble. Because see, I watch a lot of content and I've seen these dudes crumble and crack when people get to challenging them, disagreeing with them, and they true color. Remember I say squeeze a lemon and the juice gonna come out. The juice in that lemon gonna come out. So then they start talking about who's broke, who's this, who's that. Okay, so you're not broke. You talking about the people. Okay, let's just say you're a content creator. And somebody squeeze you in your life. Now, you know whether or not the money and how much of the money you have comes from these viewers, these content watchers. And you would put them down? Come on, man. Come on, man. If you can't individualize your criticisms back, your bite back, then you might as well just block them. Just block the person. Boot them, block them. Because when you start saying certain things, you talking about everybody in there. They in there listening to you trying to get solutions and you putting them down. So when I give you this, you can thank me later in whatever way, whether you want to do it with finances, which would be fair. Because if you listening to me, right, let's say you listen to me and somebody else talk about money. What they do don't work. What I do work. Who should you be super chatting? It's just fair. I'm not after money, but I'm just putting out the truth. Y'all know I'm the truth, man. So who should you be supporting? Let's get into this so I can show you what I'm talking about. The first thing I have listed. Get an amount that you are going to take off the table. Save it in an obscure place. I'm going to show you why I say that. Because these the type of things that build you up, build your inner man up. Like in terms of building wealth, you got to have visuals. So let's say you save your money in a can and you put it somewhere in your closet, right? And you say, no matter what, I'm not saving this, or I'm not spending this for X amount of days. And you go and look at it either every day or every week, whatever you choose. And you watching this money grow. And you being disciplined, you disciplining yourself at the same time because you watching your money grow and you not using it. So that's why I say that's number one. Get an amount that you're going to take off the table. Now, this is for everybody. This is for people who ain't got no money. You ain't even got $1. It's also for people that don't got that much money. Take an amount, like whatever amount you choose. $1, $5, $10, $15. And just keep putting that same amount in an obscure place and go back and look at it maybe a day later, 2 days later, a week later. I would say a week. Every time you make a deposit, in 1 week, go back and look at it. Don't tell nobody unless you got somebody you could trust, like they live with you or something. I wouldn't tell nobody. So over time, you know what you're going to experience? Growth. See, people will say, oh, invest in this, invest in that. Listen, man, if you haven't learned by now, the grift is people market themselves, get you to believe in them, and then get you to invest in them. And guess what happens? They get rich. They do. Now, sometimes, depending on what they say, you might. But what I see is a lot of people with workshops, with this, with that, they're getting rich. But some of the people that's making them rich are looking at it like, man, this ain't working. I'm going to give you something that works. We're going to start from the drawing board. We're going to start from point A. So that's the first thing. I'll repeat it one more time. Get an amount that you're going to take off the table and save it in an obscure place. In a pants pocket. In a wallet that you don't keep on you. Like if you got a wallet that you used to have, you can save it in that wallet, put it in your drawer or something. And then as it gets too big for your wallet, or too big, because it's going to happen, for your can or for your old food bottle, like if you eat peanuts, you can get a little peanut bottle and keep stuffing that money in there. As it gets too big, put a rubber band around it, put it in a different place, and keep doing what you're doing. And then tell me if your money don't grow. Take it off the table. It's not for, I don't care if you get hungry. You get hungry, have some other money. We're going to talk about that you're going to eat with. But this money, you just going to look at. So number 2, don't despise small beginnings. No amount is too small. Goes along with number 1, don't it? So if you say $1 or $10, let's say you say every time I get a $10 bill, I'm going to keep it. When you get change. See, I'm going to talk about those cards. When you always using them cards, they even said that people who use their debit card all the time spend more. That cash, man, you don't be feeling right when you give up that cash. So Don't despise small beginnings. If you say, okay, well, I'm going to do it I'm going to do $5 a day. Or you say, I'm going to do $5 every time I get a $5 bill, I'm going to put it up somewhere. Or you say, when I cash my check, I'm going to put up $15 out of each check. Now, we're going to get into this, but I don't advise just having one income. That's one of the main reasons why people are broke. But who's keeping score? Hey, man, everybody do you. You can listen to me. You can reject me. You can troll me. People do all the time. Whatever you decide. Number 3, rebuild your credit. Speed should be based on income. So what? Here's another thing. People say, well, I'm going to pay cash this time. People be having bad credit remorse, as I call it, where they get burnt, they get repossessions, they have evictions, they have foreclosures. So now they talking about, I'm going to pay cash for everything. Not wise. Now, what I would suggest is that before you finance anything and most things, you already got the money. You already got the money, or you already got a percentage of the money. Let's say 25%. So if you finance something for $10,000, you already got $10,000. Where you get tired of paying for it, you could just be like, man, skip this, pay it off. Or you get a $10,000 loan to add an additional income, and you already got $2,500 in cash. You know, so if you get a $10,000 loan because you got good credit, right? I'm going to show you something. And you already got $2,500 cash put away. Your payment is not going to be nowhere near that $2,500 cash because, like I say, rebuild your credit. And the speed of it should be based on your income. So go on Credit Karma. Get a list of all, if you got collections, because like I tell y'all, every collection you gain 25 points from paying it off. And even if you pay something on it, your score is going up. Anything that's listed on your credit report, when you pay something on it, your score is going up. Now, if you don't pay the full payment late, if you don't pay it on time, you already know. So don't take on nothing that you say, well, I can do it. Man, that ain't how you look at it. We're going to talk about that a little more later, but I do have that on here. Number 4, invest, but don't go crazy with investing in other people's companies. Like I talked about grifting. You making them rich. So you want to invest more in things that you are handling and controlling than things that other people are handling and controlling. Like, I'm going to give you an example. Kind of like just give you a preview of another video I'm going to do soon. If let's say you bought something wholesale. You say, okay, well, I'm going to sell stuff on the side. You want to be patient. See? So you bought something wholesale for $30 bucks. You say, well, I'm going to sell this for $45. Right? Now you want to sell it for $45. But if it starts taking you too long, you can drop a little bit and still you say, okay, well, I'll sell it for $40. You still done made a $10 profit. Show me a stock where you gonna make a $10 profit off one share. Just like I'm saying, like right away when you sell it. You know how long that take? Now, I know I'm a black man, and you know some of y'all only trust white men and Indians. No, that's okay. Nothing against them. But I know what I'm talking about. Because what I'm telling you is a little intermingling with street. I know what work out here. You keep track of your inventory you know how much to sell your inventory for. You know how much you can wiggle the price. Number 5 goes hand in hand with some of the other things I'm going to say and some of the things I said, but I don't want to get too, just keep up. Number 5, buy some stuff, not too much, where you can see your money. So you want to save. You do want to invest a little. You do want to save. You do want to rebuild your credit. But that Dave Ramsey stuff, don't do it like that, man. Don't put your life on hold to do these things. Life is too short to put it on hold. Be like, okay, well, I want to get out of debt. Okay, get out of debt. But while you're doing it, buy some stuff. Don't spend too much, though. Like for instance, let's say you're a younger black guy. You like Jordans. Okay. You ain't got to go and pay $300 for them. You say, okay, well, in 2 months, I'm going to give me some Jordans. Man, Jordans is Jordans. You think people be like, well, those Jordans is from 2021. No, Jordans is Jordans. And they clean. So you saying, well, $300. Or you say you want some Air Max. Or you say, okay, well, I want to get me a jogging suit and a pair of Air Max. Just save for the whole month. Get it at the end of the month. Jogging suit, nice jogging suit, what? 150? Air Max 150, that's 300, that's 75 a week. 75. Get you an envelope, $75 in that envelope. You get paid every week. Every week. End of the month, you get your jogging suit, your Air Max, you hang it up, you keep it nice and neat in your closet. Because see, here's the thing. All these critics, you gotta, I believe in sometimes making your critics scratch their head. So people who think you like completely broke and they see you coming in with a nice jogging suit and some Air Max, let's say you more urban, they like, man, he's spending all his money on clothes. Or they'll say something like, man, you spending all your money on clothes, huh? You can dice them. Man, I save up for this kind of stuff. I got a separate fund for this kind of stuff. They're going to be like, you going to put a big question mark in their head as to what you working with financially. And don't tell them. We're going to get into that too. Number 6, be secretive. Like I said, we're going to get into that. Don't be ashamed to tell people, hey, man, that's kind of personal, man. Because you don't know who the thief is. You don't know who the setup guy is. You don't tell them everything. You just let them see. Don't trust anybody 100%. Nobody on the earth. People, you see how people turning on each other? Now, the people that's more trustworthy, of course, 70, 80, But you should trust nobody 100%, man. I don't think a human being is that trustworthy. So I got the next thing. Do not pay attention to braggers and grifters. You broke, you're a brokey. Like Andrew Tate, man, listen, that dude on trial right now for cutting corners. You don't want to cut corners. You don't got to do nothing illegal. You just got to work. You got to save. People don't want to do things the old-fashioned way. You work. You start businesses. You do things that don't take that much time. You buy things that people will give you money for that don't take that much time. Y'all heard me talking about ATMs. I don't put everything just for everybody to consume. Because a lot of these guys on YouTube, they can't think of their own content. They'll be stealing yours. And then you'll talk to them in the live and they act like they don't even want to acknowledge you. That's why, I'm doing my own thing. I'm in my own lane. I ain't thinking about these other people like that no more. These dudes will be throwing off on you just all kind of stuff. So don't pay attention to braggers and grifters who try to put you down because you're not there yet. Man, don't listen to them. Especially the ones that get everything from other people. They ain't got nothing going like let's say a laundromat, or let's say an ATM, or let's say a restaurant or something like that. All their money is from people. People that might have bitterness in them. People that might have this or might have that. Nah, I could easily do that. I'm a preacher. I know the Bible. I know the Christian verse. I know things in Islam. I know things in Christianity. I know things in practically every religion. I could preach and have people give me money if that's what I wanted to do. When I do it, it ain't going to be for that reason. So, number 8, manage your time wisely. Prioritize. Some of y'all be staying up too late. You stay up too late, now you sleeping in every day. Everybody know, like, if you doing gig work, you ain't gonna be able to do that. Unless you in just like the top market or something, you're gonna have to get up early and stay out there. You see what I'm saying? Manage your time wisely. Spirit building. If you got kids, if you got a unicorn wife or a unicorn girlfriend, you want to give her some time. We don't spend time with the ungrateful and the unhappy and the bitter. You better off working and preparing yourself to dump them. But like to prioritize and to manage your time wisely. So I got a couple more things on here. Okay, the next thing. Learn how to manage your money based on your main pay frequency. That means if you get paid every month, you want to manage it for the month. You want to have spending money. You want to have a clothing budget. You want to have money for your bills. And of course, most importantly, you want to have money to stack up. We playing Jenga with money, y'all. If you ain't playing Jenga with money, you ain't gonna have no money. You gotta learn how to just play with it in the terms of stacking it up to see how high you can stack it. So, by your pay frequency, get a paper and pen, write down your plan and your budget. And when you get paid, don't do it before you get paid. Do it when your pay hit. Like if you know your pay hit, you get up in the morning before you start your day. Of course, you want to pray and do those exercise. Like I say, manage your time and stuff. You know, communicate with your kids. If you got a wife, if you got a cooperative girl, you know, stuff like that. And then you sit down and you write everything down. The times I was most doing the best with my finances at the time where I was doing the most planning. And I ain't just talking about budget. I don't believe that budget is the way to wealth. I believe budget is the way to maintain wealth. It's not the way to get it. It's the way to maintain it. The way to get it is you get out here and go for it. You get out here and work. You get out here and create stuff. You get out here and buy and flip stuff. But budget is just the way you maintain it. You keep it from being wasted. So I don't believe that budget is number one in terms of money. Now, the next thing that I have on here is don't be scared to lose or get rid of things that are breaking you. A car is just something to get you from point A to point B. The nicer the car should be depending on how much money you got and how much money you can extend to that car. So if you want to pay cash for cars, and let's say you got a car that every time you look up this, okay, well, once again, you're going to set aside an amount that you can save every month. I would say if you got a car that's just, it can make it like a year, you say, okay, well, let's say that car only worth $3,000. You say, okay, well, if I save 500 12 times, I can go get me a better, nicer car. And then you got to learn about cars. You got to learn which ones ride better and need less expensive repairs over time. It's certain engines. Like this engine in this van, 3900, like the 3800 V6 is one of the best engines ever made. So if you want to get a used car, you check the transmission good with that engine in it, man, shoot, you gonna be driving. Like this van, the van I'm sitting in right now has 160,000 miles on it. But you get behind the wheel and drive it, you'll never think it did. Like it be needing stuff, like I just had to put some pads on the front, brake pads on the front and back. But when you're dealing with a car with a sound engine, you know, you could be like, a year I'm gonna get another car. And keep this one. Keep the one that got you from point A to point B. You could do two things. You could sell it and put that money somewhere, put it up in your little stack. Or you could fix it up and just keep driving it from time to time. And you fix it up down the line when you want to sell it, you can sell it for more. You put paint and new tires on the car, put a Bluetooth compatible deck in there, like put some, you want to have some aftermarket parts of like, it's not a classic yet. Like this is a 2008. Cars just not classics. You want to have some aftermarket stuff. That's going to make it appealing to like younger people, to like people like middle age that came from like let's say people in my age group, they know about systems and rims and stuff like that. That'll make them want it. So you could do that too. So the next thing, stop talking money with put down people. Lazy, unambitious people, disrespectful people, etc. See, remember, you got your visual. You saving your money. That's your visual. So your ears is connected to your mind. So you don't want to be listening to people who putting you down, who telling you what you can't do. Oh, man, you going to spend all your time working? Yes, I'm going to spend a lot of my time working. What you going to do? Go to barbecues with people who don't even like you? I'm kind of off subject, kind of on subject. I do not like funerals. Nothing against the person who passed away. But here's what happened at funerals and stuff. Funerals take a lot of your time, for one. But then you be at the funeral with all these funny acting people. You was cool with the person who died. The people that be there sometimes, they be funny acting. So what I do, I try to sit by somebody I know is cool, ain't funny acting, and I'm going to deal with them. I'm going to kind of limit my interaction because that's why people be fighting at funerals, man. I'm telling you. Like, if you from the clique, like I am, 19, somebody pass away from the hood, it's going to be all the people from the hood, including the ones that you fought, didn't like. You want to stay away from them because then you going to mess up the whole event. And they going to mess up the whole event. So, next thing, save for nicer things and get them when you are able. We just talked about it. So basically, for you to get ahead, you got to have all these different savings funds. And don't let people grift on you. Not your pastor. Give your pastor what you want. He get to criticizing what you give. Say, I ain't got to give you nothing. Y'all be scared of these pastors. God ain't favoring them over you. But you got to have all these different savings. Savings that you're not going to touch. Saving for your clothes, stuff you want to buy. Save for future trips. Again, you want to enjoy yourself. Save for nicer cars, nicer homes. Always believe that it's attainable. The more you make, the more you save. So you don't want to just say, well, I got this one income. Like I told you, don't never sit on one income. You should always have two or more. And when you get two, when you get that second one, that third one, that fourth one, some of these incomes should be just to save. Put them in various saving accounts. Hey, listen, if you do it like this, people going to see you dressing nicer. They're going to see your car. Like I told y'all about a guy that I knew. He was driving like a 98 Roadmaster. That thing it rolled. You couldn't even hear it, man. And that's already one of the smoothest driving cars ever. And guess what it got in it, y'all? Some of them got the V8, but some of them got the 3800 V6. See? Y'all say Buicks is for old people. Yeah, okay. Okay. More for me then. Because guess what? When you looking for a used car, Park Avenue, LeSabre, Regal. I had a Regal that was just like this. It was moving like this because it was in a car accident. Man, that car drove. Started up every time. No smoking engine, nothing. It was wiggling. The back end was wiggling like this. Park Avenue. I'm telling you, man. Or Buicks for old people. Yeah, okay. You go get that little sporty looking Chrysler. Nothing against Chrysler. I done had Chryslers too. Needed a lot of repairs, but who keeping score, man? So, next thing. Shop for at least 25% of your wardrobe from affordable cheap stores. Here we got a place called, was it Foreman or Lorman Mills? I be in there. Man, I went in there. The other day I went in there like maybe 3 weeks ago. I got 2 pairs of shorts, a polo, and what else? It was like 4 things for $12. Now, when I'm out here, do you think people know? And even if they know, you think I care? I don't. I believe in buying designer sometime, but I don't believe in spending all that money on brands because once again, you making them rich. Now, sometimes I want to have it just to show you, like, man, you can't stop me from getting this. I can get it if I want to get it. I can get it if I want to get it attitude. But I think you should have a lot of your wardrobe from affordable stores. Next thing, back to what I just said. Get at least one income that you will save everything. Don't work no one job. Do not work one job. These jobs, what they try to do now, I believe is game. I think they try to make the hours where you can't do nothing else. I've had it done to me, man. I'm telling you. I was doing good when I was in Texas. I was working at Waffle House as a cook, and I was working in corrections, getting paid every month. I had bank. That clown he put me on an overnight shift over somebody that had less seniority than me. He said, man, why you working more than one job? All you need is one job. I'm like, man, get out of here with that, man. So he messed me up. And I'm telling you, the moves he was making, you can't blame other people, but the moves he was making against me are part of the reason why I'm back in Milwaukee right now. You know the one I said, do what you gotta do. Him. He made it where I couldn't work at Waffle House. And then I got another job, and it kind of messed me up with that too. So every time I got a second job and I was getting ahead, he was making moves like flipping me around and stuff on shifts that was messing me up. So this is going to be part 1 too, man. We got I'm not gonna put all the. I'm gonna give y'all some game, man. And this can go for men and women too. What I'm talking about. So get one income at least where you gonna save everything. You could leave it in the bank if you trust the bank more. Leave it in the bank. Leave it in the bank. Get you a card that is going right to that card. You just take it off, or you just leave it on. Or a bank account, whatever. However you feel comfortable doing it. But one of your incomes, especially if you're a single mother, you don't have to rely on these dudes, get long donged by all these dudes. Take care of yourself until you're ready to submit to a man and y'all gonna work as a team. Some guys will take a single woman on or a single mother. But one of your incomes, everything from that. Everything. And don't quit. Don't quit. The next thing, we got to learn how to tune out people that's going to take us backwards financially. I'm telling you, I know. If you don't, none of your coworkers like you, but you making bank, man, play that game. Don't be like I was in there going back and forth to the point where you had to quit so you won't do nothing to them. I've done that on a couple of occasions. I done had to quit because they just so at odds where it's just not even possible to work around them no more. Learn how to stay under the radar. You're there for cash. You're not there for friends. You don't need friends. You need money, though. You need money, though. A friend, you could still starve with a friend. But you got money, you ain't gonna starve. You gonna be eating. So this is part one. We're gonna come back to this maybe. This is gonna be a series as well. I ain't gonna put everything on here, but I'm gonna give you enough. I'm telling you, it's gonna help you.